So how much does it cost to start a personal chef business? Hey there, I'm Chef Shelly. If we're just meeting for the first time, I'm a personal chef and I help passionate cooks start their own personal chef business so they can get paid to do what they love without having to spend tens of thousands of dollars on culinary school or sacrificing every night, weekend, and holiday away from your family working in a restaurant. So a frequent question I get asked is, and this is by email, on the blog, DM, how much does it cost? Isn't it expensive? Where can I get a loan or financing? Well, and I think this is coming out of this huge misconception that it takes a ton of money to start a personal chef business. Because honestly, nothing really could be further from the truth. So you could get started literally for $0. Now, that wouldn't be the best way to do it, but if you love to cook and you cook at home, you could literally just tell people that you will cook for them if they pay you and go do it. So let me just put that out there. You could literally have someone, anyone, pay you to cook for $0 startup cost. So don't let some weird line of mental BS try to stop you because it's going to cost so much money to start my own business and I need this and this and this and this and this. Get a loan? Are you kidding me? For what? That's restaurant talk right there. A personal chef has no overhead, no payroll, none of that kind of stuff. Now, that's not to say that there aren't things that you should invest in if you really want to get set up the best and professional way possible. So let's talk about some of that stuff because I guarantee even doing this will be a lot less than you think. So first question, what equipment do I need? I hear that a lot. Well, cooking equipment can vary wildly from client to client because remember, as a personal chef, you're going into their home and cooking for them. So some might be foodies and have a gorgeous kitchen full of everything you could ever dream of. And some might not even have a spatula, seriously. So you need to have everything that you're gonna need to cook, whatever you're going to be cooking that day. So check the client's kitchen when you're first hired and then bring what you need with you. And you know how it is when you're really into cooking. If you're like me, you have way more than you should or need, including appliances you rarely, if ever, use. My guilty pleasure? The chocolate tempering machine I had to have. Anyone? So you don't need a lot in the way of equipment and you don't need to shell out a bunch of cash when you're first starting out. The probably biggest thing that you need to consider would be insurance. Liability insurance is really the best thing that you should invest in when you truly want to have a serious business and plan on making serious money. So the most popular company right now is Flip, a liability insurance company, and they specifically handle personal chefs, which a lot of regular insurance companies are very confused by personal chef and what we do, and so don't even deal with them. But for Flip, it's $299 for the entire year. You get instant proof of insurance, and it's for $2 million worth of coverage. That is pretty inexpensive when you think about it, and you get great coverage. Now, I'm not an affiliate, and I'm not saying don't do your research. I'm just saying that one is probably the one right now that is most popular among personal chefs. Like I said, they're already familiar with personal chefs. They're already insuring personal chefs. So you're not going to have any of that confusion that sometimes insurance companies who don't do that a lot get into. So speaking of business things that you'll need, business filings. So a business license and different things that you might have to go through in your local area. You know, a lot of people aren't sure what that's going to entail, how much it's going to cost. That can be anything from your local city, your county, your state, lots of different levels that you'll need to look into to get set up properly. And one of them is a fictitious business name filing, which is called a DBA. You might have heard of that. Basically what that is saying, my name is Mary Smith, but I have a business called Mary's Delicious Dinners, and I'm going to put out marketing that says Mary's Delicious Dinners. So you just file, and where I am, it's with the county, and it's $24. So that's not going to stop you from getting started. And on a side note there, if you want to go real pro and get your LLC so that you can get tax write-offs, spoiler alert, you don't have to have an LLC to get tax write-offs. You can just be a sole proprietorship and you just file it as part of your personal taxes. Now, obviously, I am not a tax professional. I'm not going to go through exactly what you need to do because I don't know. I'm a chef. I cook. I have a business. You can talk to any tax professional though, and they will tell you exactly what you need to be able to get tax write-offs. Now that being said, what most personal chefs do is end up getting an LLC because an LLC is a business entity, and what it is a limited liability corporation. And what that means is if you're sued, they can only take your business assets, not your personal assets. So again, this is being a professional with a professional business. So your assets and things that you're buying are owned by the business. And if anything happens, it's on the business, not on just you, Mary Smith. Now again, not an attorney. It's a lot more complicated than that. I'm just kind of giving you a rough overview so you can learn a little bit about some of the things that you'll want to consider as you're getting started being a professional. So again, you can write off business expenses as a sole proprietor with your personal tax filing, but that's entirely different. So again, not an attorney, not an accountant. I'm speaking from my experience and my business. You're on your own responsibility to research what you need where you are, because of course it's different every city, every county, every state. So do your own damn research is the short note on that. So finally, another one that people think a lot about and that they need to dump a lot of money into is marketing. And to be honest, I never, ever, ever tell someone who's just starting a personal chef business to put money into advertising. And here's why. Until you are already getting clients, not just inquiries, but paying clients through your organic, free marketing, your word of mouth, your networking, even social media, until you're getting clients from that, your marketing is not going to be good enough to make paid advertising work for you. Now, this might not be true for like leads that cost a couple bucks on Thumbtack or whatever. I'm not talking about that. You can try that. It can be good because most people are already looking for a personal chef or small catering events. I'm talking about if you're dying to throw money at Facebook, Google, direct mail, radio, TV, billboards, whatever. I have heard it all. So paying for anything like that, it's just really a hard stop until you have great marketing that's working. Seriously, you're just going to be throwing money away. Find some clients by word of mouth, even just your first client. Get used to telling people you're starting a personal chef business, you're learning how to become a personal chef, all that good stuff. Get better at explaining your services, telling your pricing, and get all that really tight. Same thing for branding. Don't pay for a logo or a fancy website, things like that, until you're going and you have money coming in. You can get started with a free Facebook business page and a basic WordPress website if you really want one. Maybe spend money on business cards. If you're actively going to be handing them out, they do you good in your desk drawer. All right? So seriously, that's $300 for insurance, a little bit more for a local business alliance. If you even need one where you are, or a DBA, you can get tax write-offs without your LLC, but as soon as you're bringing money in, get your LLC so you have that liability protection for your business. That's just a few $100s too. As a personal chef with a personal chef business, that's like one cook day. Maybe between all of that, 2 cook days. That's it. So that's like barely $500 to invest in a business for yourself. And it's a very, very, very small cost. Can you imagine, and maybe you've looked into this, the investment to get a food truck? Not to mention gas these days to drive it around. Or how about a restaurant with a monthly lease and inventory and staffing? That is tens and tens of thousands of dollars. For such a small amount, you can immediately start making somewhere around the national average of $335 for a short day's work. That means you'll have paid for your entire startup costs in a couple of days. A couple of cook days for a client. That doesn't even have to be 2 clients. That could be 1 client. It's amazing. You can do what you love, what you're most passionate about. So if this sounds like a dream come true and you'd love to get paid to cook, but you're just still not really sure about where to get started, click the link right by the video and get my free guide on how to prepare a weekly meal service, aka meal prep for a paying client. This is exactly what I do in my business and how I make full-time money doing part-time work, doing what I love the most, cooking, for clients who love my food and love the service that I give them. So get the free guide and check it out, because I'm telling you, the clients are out there and they are hungry for what you're cooking.